Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I'm sorry that this one took so long, but my recording um, wasn't working, so I had to wait for a bit. And this time we are at Austria, which is a very interesting track for me personally because there's a lot you can do to try and save tires, to try and be a bit more fast in the race, and to try and be quite fast in quali as well. So moving on to aerodynamics, I'd recommend there's actually a difference between race and qualifying in my experience here. So for quali, I'd recommend at least 3 front wing. You can also run 4 front wing if the rest of the setup is not that aggressive in quali. And then for the race, I would recommend 3 or 2 front wing depending on your setup. This is because in the race you need less rotation of the car and you also want the extra top speed and ERS that the lower front wing gives you. And in general, lower front wing of course puts less pressure on the rear tires, and you want to protect those rear tires from dying of death. Rear wing wise, if you went with 2 front wing, you can go with 6 rear wing or 7. I would not go with 8. If you went with 3 front wing, I would try and choose between 7 and 8. 6 is a bit aggressive and will probably absolutely own your tires if you went with 3 front wing. So yeah, in general, these are like 2.6, 3.7, 4.8, or 3.8 are like the general combinations that you can take. Moving on to transmission, we're 50 octave through different on differential views as usual, and 53 octave. 53 is for 3.7 wings to be exact. If I was running 4.7 wings, I would be 50-54. If I was running 2.7 wings, I would be running 50-52. This is, in my experience, the way I've been treating my setup, depending on the rest of the stuff. Moving on to suspension geometry, we have right, left, left, left. You can run some rear camber. I tried it, it feels alright, but in general, I just tried to go with maximum pace, and that was right, left, left, left. You can also add some front camber, like 1 click or 2, but it feels quite awkward, and it makes the exits out of the slow corners, which are already difficult, even harder. So that can be a bit of a tricky one. Moving on to suspension, this is one where I actually have multiple suggestions because it may look simple, like yes, go 110, 110, and you're done, but actually it's not. So I would recommend to run quite aggressive suspension, like 1.9 or 1.10 in my opinion is basically required. You can also run 111 with 8 rear wing, but I think that kills the tires a bit too much. For roll bar, this is strictly a race pace oriented setup where you want to use the roll bars to be aggressive to also get a lot of race pace. If you were more oriented for a stable and fast car in quali, like I was before, you can run 2.8 roll bars, and then what I did was I ran 50-54 and 4.7 wings in quali, and this was basically my constant quali setup. I was getting mid to low twos constantly with this, and then and then in the race I would change the setup this way, so I had 3.7, 50-53, 110 to 8.53. But in the end I went for ultimate race pace, and this was this part. So if you make the setup more aggressive, it's a bit better in the race because cars are usually more understeery under heavy fuel. Ride height I would recommend inverted. 5.3 or 6.3 pretty much is it. 4.3 actually means that it's not worth it to run inverted and you should run 1.3. But 1.3 is so aggressive out of slow corners, I really did not like it. Brake pressure is 100, brake bias is 50 in quali. In the race you can actually really comfortably run like 51 or 52 to protect the rear tires, and in my opinion it even feels better out of some corners to protect the front from sliding, depending on your setup. Or if you want to go for a soft medium one stop, which is also totally possible with this setup, for example, in my opinion. And I'd say it's also viable to do a soft medium one stop, probably better in fact. Just stick in the train and then on the second stint go aggressive. Tires are minimum pressures as usual, so I dived in a bit into the setup. As we can see my sector times, my middle sector is shit here. Like I can do it 2.2 easily. Anyway, back to, if you want to do a soft medium one stop, you want to pit like lap 14 or 15. With this setup, I managed to get to lap 14 with about 70% tire wear, or lap 15 about 74, which means that on the hard pit lap, which is like lap 11 or 12, I was close to hitting the tire mark. If you're hitting the tire warning on lap 10, like for example Adesso Di Capua did in the league race yesterday, I definitely recommend to go soft hard, because even then it's gonna be close to actually do the soft hard. And maybe I would actually try and look into your setup and see if you can maybe prevent some sliding. But that's it for today. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one, which is gonna be Italy, and I'm not happy about it. Bye bye.